Hey everybody, Kristen Pardue here. Gonna give everyone a chance to hop on live. That's gonna hop on live. If you're watching the recording, you can fast forward a little bit. How's everybody doing today? Hello. All right, letting some people hop on live and then we'll get started. Talking all things frankincense today. So I'm gonna get started in just a second. I'll be talking about the benefits of frankincense, a little bit of science behind frankincense essential oil, and how I use frankincense essential oil on my family. So I'm going to get started in just a second, and we'll talk about all things frankincense and how it can benefit you as well. There's so much research behind frankincense, and it's just it's my probably if I had to choose one essential oil to use on myself or with my family, with my children, I would use frankincense oil. It's the very first oil that I use on my newborn babies. After I birth them, I do diluted frankincense on the crown of their head. It's just a powerful, powerful oil. And so if I had to choose one oil, which that would be very hard to do, it would be frankincense. So I'm excited to talk about frankincense for a little bit and just share more benefits with you all. Even I know you may already be well versed in frankincense oil, but maybe you'll learn a thing or two because I'll be sharing a little bit more. All right, so let's get started. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Kristen Pardue. I'm a registered dietitian in Franklin, Tennessee, Presidential Diamond as well, and I have been using doTERRA essential oils for, is it almost 7 years in March? I think it's about almost 7 years. Or in February actually. So yeah, I have learned so much, and they've radically changed our life and our family and our health and my health. So for those of you that know me, you know that I used to have severe autoimmune issues. It's been like 10 years ago now, but I am healthier than I've ever been. I've birthed 3 children, healthy children since then, and I'm so thankful for my amazing health and for these oils. So let's talk about frankincense now. I just wanted to give a little backstory about why I love these oils so much. They've just radically helped me so much, especially because I used to have autoimmune issues. And I don't anymore. So if you do struggle with autoimmune issues or with pain, or you want to prevent autoimmune issues, then frankincense is going to be your main go-to oil for that. There's definitely others, but it would be if I had to pick one, again, it would be my number one. All right, so let's talk about some benefits of frankincense, and at the end, or throughout it, I'll kind of mention how I use it on myself and my family. So frankincense is a cancer fighter. We know that. You can go to evidence-based studies that support that frankincense fights tumors. So you can use it I like to use it for my family in that regards for prevention. And I'll tell you about the roller bottle that I put on my kids every single day with frankincense in it for just really as a cancer fighter, as a preventer. And here's how it works with cancer prevention or a cancer fighter. It helps turn off reactions of the immune system that drive up inflammation and swelling. Boswellia is a plant name for frankincense. It's a potential natural option for cancer, capable of helping to fight pain in addition to inflammation. And so maybe you've heard me before, but all disease begins with inflammation. All disease begins with inflammation. And a lot of times people think that inflammation is just when they feel pain, but most people walking around have silent inflammation going on in their bodies. So even if you feel amazing, you still want to be using things like frankincense and turmeric oils, or our turmeric duo capsule with the botanical as well, because people have silent inflammation, and you want to prevent getting chronic, autoimmune disease or cancer or things like that. So it's really important to fight silent inflammation and prevent that as well. Frankincense is so powerful that today, this is really important. I thought it was really awesome because I did not know this. Frankincense is so powerful that today it's considered comparable to NSAID pain relievers. So pain relievers like ibuprofen, it's comparable to NSAID pain relievers. And that we know that NSAIDs are the leading type of chemical anti-inflammatory medication out there on the market right now. So that's awesome. That's comparable to that. So like, for example, when I'm struggling with some pain in my body, whether it's a headache or soreness from working out or, whatever it may be, I just take a veggie capsule with 3 to 4 drops frankincense, copaiba, marjoram, and turmeric, and it helps fight the inflammation that's causing the pain. So that should be all of our first choice before we pop the NSAID. And 9 times out of 10 it works. So boswellia, like I said, is frankincense. Boswellia extracts seem to lower inflammation and support immune function on multiple levels. Here's some science. Here's how it works with immune function on multiple levels. Interfering with cytokine, a little bit of science here, bear with me. Interfering with cytokine production that raises inflammation, delaying reactions to sensitivities, helping regulate lymphocytes, which are the white blood cells, and T-cell interactions. Again, these are all ways that frankincense helps lower inflammation and support immune function. Regulating production of immunoglobulin, which is IgG antibodies, which protect the body from bacterial and viral infections. Regulating production of immunoglobulin IgM antibodies, which are found mainly in the blood and the lymph fluid. So what does all this mean in simple terms? So frankincense helps lower inflammation and prevents autoimmune diseases. Inflammation is the response of bodily tissues to any form of irritation or injury, infections, or disorders of the immune system. So whenever you feel pain, redness, swelling, and sometimes loss of function, this is inflammation attempting to heal you. And so frankincense helps to do that. So let's talk about 5 main benefits of frankincense. So the main one is lowering inflammation. So everybody needs to lower inflammation in the body. It's a great prevention tool just to keep your body healthy, feeling good, having energy, living longer, and preventing all diseases. Because like I said, inflammation, all diseases begin with inflammation. So frankincense, this is why I take it on a daily basis internally, lowers inflammation. So take it internally every day. If you're using doTERRA's, only take internally if you're using doTERRA's, of course. You can do it under your tongue, 2 to 3 drops, or I like to put it in a veggie capsule. So depends if you like the taste or not. It kind of tastes like a tree. Yeah. So if you like that under the tongue, it passes the blood-brain barrier. So it's great for, which we'll talk about in a second, for brain disorders, anxiety, depression, and Alzheimer's, dementia, anything dealing with the brain. Especially if you take it under the tongue, it just kind of works a little bit faster. But I do it in a veggie capsule, so you can do that if you don't love the taste. All right, one of the second main benefits of frankincense is that it reduces joint and arthritis pain. So, like I said, 10 years ago, I had all the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. I couldn't even make a fist with my hands because I had so much inflammation and so much pain in my body from the arthritic pain. And I was 24 years old at the time, hadn't even had my children yet. There was no reason for me to have arthritis. I don't think at any age should you have arthritis, but definitely not a 24-year-old. And I have a nurse practitioner friend, or I think she's a nurse anesthetist. Anyway, she's a nurse practitioner, but I put her on our Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins and frankincense and copaiba and turmeric to take in a veggie capsule every day. And she texted me and she was like, I cannot believe, like my arthritic pain is gone now because of these oils and the vitamins. I cannot believe it. Like she needs her hands to work every single day at the hospital. And so, it really is a miracle worker because nobody, especially people in the medical field, know that you don't want to live on NSAIDs, ibuprofen every single day. That is so bad for your kidneys. Tylenol so bad for your liver. It's so bad to have to take pain medicine like consistently like that. But she needed a pain option, and she's just so excited that she has a natural pain option, especially because she's been nursing and different things like that. So anyway, it is a powerhouse for reducing joint and arthritic pain. All right, the number 3 we already talked about is how it fights cancer. If you want to go see the evidence-based studies, you can just search frankincense on PubMed.gov. There's some other evidence-based studies about how it fights tumors. So if you want to look at the studies, if you're a science guru, then feel free to search those studies on frankincense or boswellia, the plant name for it. But it's just a powerhouse for fighting cancer cells. So use it for prevention. It's so sad. I feel like every few weeks to a month, there's another person I know that has cancer, and it's so sad. And so I'm obviously praying for them for healing, and I just want everyone using these oils to help fight that because I don't want to see, it's a tool that can help support our body and doing what our body was made to do, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's a cure. I'm just saying it's a tool to help support our body and what our bodies were made to do. And you've heard me say this before, but our bodies had amazing ability to heal itself if we give it the right tools. And so that's one of the tools. So that's number 3, fights cancer. Number 4, speeds up healing from infections. So research shows that frankincense also helps prevent allergies and asthma, and it eliminates that phlegm, that mucus in the lungs, and acts as an anti-inflammatory in the nasal passages, which makes it easier to breathe. So great for all things when you're sick, cough and congestion, and asthma as well, so you can breathe. So it's going to help fight the inflammation in the airways all over here. And it's great because it helps fight viruses and bacteria. So good. And somebody's saying that frankincense was the first oil they used when their mom was a patient at Vanderbilt. It's great for burns. Yeah, so many of you know that my 7-year-old got the top of his finger cut off last year at school in a door. Just chopped it off. They had to pick up the tip off the ground. Well, they did not sew it back on, so they left it there's no stitches, didn't sew it back on, and they left it as an open wound. Well, we needed that to heal quickly. It was summertime. He wasn't allowed to swim at the beach because he had an open wound. And we put frankincense directly on it. We waited maybe 2 to 3 days, but it was still an open wound, not looking very good. We put frankincense, lavender, and helichrysum, and yarrow palm oil. And y'all, miracle workers for sure. And God also grew that tip of his finger back because they didn't sew it back on, but the oils helped it heal so fast. I'm so grateful for these God-given tools that God gave us in nature for healing, because my son's finger looks amazing. I mean, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know anything happened. So yes, it's so good for wound care as well. So number 5, the last main benefit of frankincense, but there's more than just 5, it's just talking about the main ones, is that it helps prevent autoimmune disease. And if you already have autoimmune issues, then it's going to help heal your body with that. So boswellia interferes with autoimmune diseases and their development, since it seems to help control the production of immunoglobulins, or antibodies, which are made by the immune system to fight potential threats such as bacteria, viruses, fungus, and toxins. So it's great for preventing autoimmune issues. And if you've ever heard my presentation on detoxification and the reason I got autoimmune disease, and how I was healed from autoimmune disease through detoxification, I talk about how just that you want to fight the inflammation. You want to really support your body in that. And frankincense is one of the main oils that really will help with that. Of course, there's others, but that's one of the main ones. All right, so I believe that and research shows this as well, but if you combine frankincense and turmeric oil, and I recommend the doTERRA Turmeric Duo capsule, because you've got the turmeric oil and the botanical, the herb, in one capsule, so you've got the benefits of both the oil and the herb. But if you combine frankincense with turmeric, then they're going to work together as a team. There's going to be more protection in your body when you use frankincense and turmeric together. So when you take your frankincense, take your turmeric as well. I always use them both together, especially, just for prevention. I don't have any pain right now, but if I were to have pain, I definitely would. But even I just took a veggie capsule and I put all those things in it. I take frankincense and turmeric every single day. And so I put those in my capsule, when you use them together, research shows us that there's more protection when you use them together. They're a powerhouse against inflammation and disease prevention as well. All right, so quickly, I'm going to go over a few more things that you can use frankincense for. So it's a great antidepressant. If you're feeling sad this time of year, we're not as exposed to as much sunlight, so there's a lot of seasonal affect disorder. There's a lot of depression. It's a great natural antidepressant. It's great against anxiety as well. You want quick relief, maybe during a panic attack or something. You want to put frankincense under your tongue. This is a crazy tip too, but if you do digestion over your nasal passages, people have said that works great for panic attacks, for fast relief as well. But frankincense is good for anxiety, depression. It's great for seizures. I've talked to people one-on-one how the frankincense oil has helped their daughter with seizures. It's great for Alzheimer's and dementia. Again, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, so it's going to be great for anything brain-related like Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss. My dad is getting old. I'm like, take your frankincense every day. You need frankincense. And actually, frankincense and B12. Frankincense and methylated B12 are really, really good for anybody over 50. I mean, I take them almost every day as well, and I'm not 50, but especially if you're over 50, if you've got loved ones that are over 50, have them take B12 and frankincense for memory and to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. Just a little side note, I know we're talking about frankincense here, but I will say that Alzheimer's, they're saying, is like type 3 diabetes, so it's a blood sugar imbalance. So if you go see like a functional medicine doctor or nurse practitioner, they're going to tell you to get your blood sugar to start not eating just carbs at every single meal, because that's what we're seeing is causing Alzheimer's. So you want to keep your memory intact and try to eat protein and healthy fat at each meal so your blood sugar is stable. And not eating tons of sugar and carbs will help prevent Alzheimer's and dementia as well. So I wanted to throw out that tidbit as well in case you have a loved one with it. All right, so it's great for wound healing. I told you how we used frankincense when my son got the top of his finger cut off. It was great for the open wound healing. His finger healed so fast. The orthopedic doctors actually could not believe how fast my son's finger was healed. So thank you, God, for that. It's also great for wrinkles, so anti-aging. Put frankincense on your face. You can mix it with the Virage non-toxic face moisturizer. You can switch it up. I like to do frankincense. It blends really well with blue tansy oil, which, you know, all Vogue and all the celebrities love blue tansy oil for wrinkles and anti-aging. So just put like 1 drop frankincense with 1 drop blue tansy and put it with your moisturizer, face moisturizer, all over your face for anti-aging. And then maybe the next day you can use your Yarrow Palm and then go back to frankincense. I like to switch up my face oils and just maybe every other day switch up between the different ones. So it's great. Frankincense is good for sciatica pain, back pain, and headaches. You can just mix it with peppermint for headaches and put it all over in the base of your neck. It's also great, then, like I said, for a headache or migraine under your tongue for fast. I would mix frankincense with copaiba under the tongue or in a veggie capsule for a headache or migraine, or the roof of your mouth. If you get a dab of frankincense and touch the roof of your mouth, that's also great for headaches if maybe under the tongue isn't working for you. So just really experiment, because everyone's body is different. Their body chemistry is different, and how it's going to respond with headaches and migraines and things like that. So it's also great for immune support. That's why it's part of the Flume Balm during the 6th season going on right now. Frankincense is in that blend, the frankincense, lemon, oregano, on guard, and melaleuca. Frankincense is great for your immune system. It's great for warts. So what you can do for warts is you mix frankincense with oregano and then dilute it and then apply it to the wart, and you just have to do that consistently each day, maybe twice a day. It's great for pain. So if you don't know the pain balm recipe, mix 3 drops each, frankincense, copaiba, marjoram, and turmeric oil, unless you're doing the turmeric duo capsule. So 3 drops each in a veggie capsule for the pain balm. Frankincense, if you're adult, that's maybe a little bit heavier weight, like I have somebody that does 5 drops each. I do 3 drops each. Frankincense, marjoram, copaiba, and turmeric oil in a veggie capsule. If you have really bad pain, 2 to 3 times a day for pain. So it's part of the pain balm. Also for my children, I have a 1-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, and I have a 7-year-old. And the 1-year-old has had an ear infection. And then the 4 and the 7-year-old, when they were little, because we do pacifiers, and so the constant sucking makes you more prone to ear infections, they've had an ear infection, and we combat them with frankincense touch. So it's right here, frankincense touch oil, and then melaleuca touch, and then oregano and on guard on their feet every 3 hours. But actually, they only got 1 ear infection ever, because I do this on my 1-year-old's ears every single day. So he doesn't get ear infections ever anymore, because I stay on top of the prevention. Oils every single day, consistent use is what's going to prevent you from getting things. So I do frankincense touch on my 1-year-old's ears and melaleuca touch around his ears every single day, and he doesn't have ear infections, and he's like rarely ever sick. He may have like a runny nose here and there, but he's never sick. Okay, so I just do it. I roll it on the front, as close to the inside. This is diluted, by the way, and then behind his ear. Behind, all over. You're not going to do too much. It's fine. It's diluted. So I do that with melaleuca touch every single day on my 1-year-old's ears. And not only does it help prevent ear infections, but it's going to help fight colds and other junk that's going around. And then I do Flume on his spine every single day right now during this time of year. So frankincense is good because it's fighting inflammation. You want to keep all the passages open and free from inflammation. And then if any of my kids have a cough or they're congested because they ate too much sugar over the holidays or whatever, then I'm going to do frankincense touch on their chest. And I'm going to do breathe touch on their chest. I always mix frankincense and breathe together for cough and congestion. They just work so much better together that way. So frankincense and breathe for cough and congestion is a miracle worker. We were up in the mountains as a family after I had my second baby, and we all had to sleep in the same room, and my older child at the time started coughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to keep the baby up all night. Like, I need sleep. Mama's tired. I think the baby was like 3 months old at the time. So I just rolled frankincense touch and breathe touch on my son's chest right before he was actually already asleep. So I went over while he was asleep because he was coughing and did it. He didn't cough one time in the middle of the night, so that my baby could sleep and we all could get sleep. So it really does stop coughing. And then I even had a friend that her little toddler was on an inhaler with asthma because he needed it, and so she started doing breathing frankincense daily on his chest and the bottoms of his feet, and he didn't need his inhaler anymore. Now, no, do not get off your inhaler. I'm not telling you to do that. That's between you and your doctor. I'm just telling you a testimony that somebody sent me because of these oils. Frankincense and breathe are miracle workers, and just use them consistently. It's just such a powerhouse for sure. All right. I know I'm missing some of the questions. Sorry. I just get to talking about these benefits. I'll go back and answer them later, though. I'm almost done. Another use for frankincense essential oil is breast cancer prevention. So we know that studies show that frankincense fights cancer cells. Frankincense fights tumors. If you put a few drops of frankincense essential oil diluted to your breasts a few times a year, I would do it for 30 days. Do it for 30 days to help cleanse breast tissue and fight tumors. Do it for 30 days straight, and maybe do that 2 or 3 times a year. But it's great for breast cancer prevention as well. All right, so one of the rollers, I told you guys I would give you the recipe. One roller that I put on all 3 of my boys every single day, just to help fight inflammation, prevent cancer, fight chronic disease, and just keep them feeling good and preventing disease, is this roller bottle. I fill it, I don't have it with me at the moment, but if you have a 10 milliliter roller bottle, like this size, this isn't it, but it's this size, you fill it halfway with fractionated coconut oil. If your kid's skin is really sensitive, then you'll want to fill it 3/4 of the way with fractionated coconut oil if they have more sensitive skin. And then I do equal drops of these 4 oils. I do equal drops frankincense, DDR prime, copaiba oil, and pink pepper. Pink pepper, frankincense, and DDR prime, we all know, well, if you don't know, we know there's been research to support this, fight cancer cells. So I'm all about prevention. You guys know that I've been really sick. I'm determined my family to stay healthy. And so again, frankincense, DDR prime, and pink pepper, we have research that shows that it helps fight off cancer cells, fight tumors. So I do that on my kids almost every day. You know, I'm a mom, I forget some days, but it's a roller bottle. And then DDR prime, you know, it's great for cellular health. And then you've got copaiba, which we know is great for all those things as well, for your immune support, for brain function, for the nervous system. So those 4 oils, I recommend putting on your kids every day. And then an adult, I would take those every single day in a veggie capsule, or, you know, a few times a week is fine. I know people aren't going to remember to do these things every day, maybe, but at least a few times a week, take that. I would do 2 to 3 drops each in a veggie capsule for an adult. So that's what I recommend doing with your kids and yourself every day to keep chronic disease far away, cancer far away, and just keep everybody feeling their best, hormones balanced, body systems working properly. These oils are so powerful. We've got research to show that. So we have to be consistent, right? Like, I understand sometimes we put our health to the wayside and we'll focus on everything else, but when you lose your health, you really have nothing. Like, we don't realize how much we take advantage, or take for granted, we take for granted our health. And, you know, it took me losing my health 10 years ago to wake up and being like, I don't want that to happen again, right? I don't want anybody else to go through that, which is why I'm always on here talking about health. I'm all about prevention. I don't know why I'm getting teared up, but I'm so passionate about this subject because I just remember how sick I was when I was struggling with autoimmune issues, and I don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through. I felt hopeless. I had nobody to give me answers until God came along and led me to people that gave me hope and answers and healing. And so I want everybody, if you're healthy already, stay healthy by using your oils consistently every day and eating healthy, of course, too. I'm a dietitian, so I'm going to tell you to eat healthy. But also and if you are sick, there's hope that there's healing, because I've been healed. So there's hope and there's healing as well. So I do frankincense internally every single day, at least 2 to 3 drops every single day internally in a veggie capsule. I mix with other things like my On Guard, my Copaiba, my DDR Prime, or the Flume, and then on my kids in a roller bottle every single day on their spine, diluted on kids. So those are my tips for frankincense. I hope that was helpful to you guys. I'll come back and answer any questions that I see, but thanks so much for this time.